Good morning, beloveds. It's been raining all morning. When I say that, I woke up at 5:30 and I could hear it raining. And when we got up at 6, it was raining. It rained all the way to the gym, the whole time we were at the gym and all the way back. It's supposed to rain until like 10 this morning. So, we need it. And it's been a nice, soft, gentle rain the entire day. It's been wonderful. So, all right. Today is October 11th. Our title is Spiritual Substance, and our author is Helen Zagat, and this is from Faith and Works from 1955. God is substance. Spiritual substance is spiritual energy emanating from God mind in creative activity. Spiritual substance is the idea of allness in divine mind. It is the real out of which all things in the creation are formed. We have accepted the truth that God is mind and that divine mind is all. But for many people, there remains a vague doubt or puzzlement as to how the eternal verity can be transformed into the minutiae of our daily needs in our little human lives. At this point, let us be clear as to the real meaning of substance. We must make the distinction between the use of the word in the popular worldly sense and the metaphorical meaning. We are not using the word substance to designate a material manifestation, such as an object made of a hard, shiny substance. Spiritual substance is invisible to the five senses of people. Spiritual substance is invisible mind energy or mind essence. It is the reality within the creation, either the invisible or the visible creation. Substance is that out of which all things are formed. It is the reality back of and within every visible form or expression in the creation. It is ever in process of movement. It is responsive to the pressure of people's thoughts and feeling. That is why it is important for people to train their essential thinking patterns and their emotions. Spiritual substance is really omnipresence. It is the body of God or the permeating essence. In this substance, in here, all the basic creative ideas in divine mind. All that is needed is within the invisible, shimmering, radiant substance. It is swift and unfailing in its response to people's call for truth. Woof. Okay. The interesting thing is she's talking quantum physics without talking quantum physics. And I know just enough about quantum physics to get myself in trouble. Okay? So if you get into quantum physics, basically we're more space than we are substance. If you get down to us on a molecular level, and then you even go even further onto an atomic level, and then if you break into the atomic level, because we all remember that atoms are made up of electrons, neutrons, and positrons. I may have that word wrong. Electrons, neutrons, positrons. And if you go even further than that, then they start talking about quarks and photons. Okay? And there is this idea in quantum physics that, because the photon is the smallest element possible until we know different. Okay? And photon is light, but there's only one photon. Everything that you see is made of that one photon, which is the smallest molecular, the smallest thing. They talk about the God particle, and I was like, I don't understand why they called it the God particle. And it's where light meets mass. So, and whether that is a photon or not, I don't know. Because like I said, quantum physics is... And so when you get into quantum physics, and science and new thought, the photon is conscious. Every single cell in your body has consciousness. It's just that every single cell in your body has agreed to be you. So the consciousness that it has is you. Whereas when you have a mountain, every single molecular part of the mountain is conscious, but it hasn't agreed to be a mountain, So then the mountain isn't conscious like we are, because all of its, and I'm going to use the word cell because I don't know what else to use, because again, quantum physics, it's all conscious, but it hasn't agreed to be, and I forget the word, there's aggregate and something else, but basically one of it's like, okay, yeah, every single cell is conscious, but it hasn't agreed to cooperate with the cells next to it. That's how we are conscious and how we function as a whole, because every single cell in our body has agreed that to be conscious as us. And that's where we get into that divine mind. So the divine mind has created everything is conscious to a degree based on the needs, I guess, of the divine mind. So we have need of a mountain, but we don't need the mountain to be thinking that it's a mountain. Whereas we have need of us, and because we are arguably sentient, then every one of our cells needs to be of the consciousness of us. And that's what she's talking about. Every single cell in you is conscious that it is you. And it responds to your thought. Now, because we're all made out of the same substance, we are able to impress our thoughts and our feelings on the consciousness around us that is not conscious of, is not a united consciousness. I mean, we can impress our consciousness on each other, and we're sentient beings. So, and I like the fact that she didn't use the word ether, because that was the word. But yeah, just enough quantum physics to make your head spin, and it's worth it. It's worth it. I enjoyed the quantum physics. One of my favorite classes was the Quantum Doctor, because it's taught by a nuclear physicist. Yeah. He's like, well, you know what? We have we have spirituality and we have science, and they're kind of saying the same thing. And so, which is where you end up with the God particle, which is where, light meets matter, where things start to hold weight. And so that Helen is reminding you there's one source. That source is God. That source is mind. Therefore, everything is mind. Therefore, everything is responsive to mind. And since you are made of that mind, everything is responsive to you to the degree that you believe it's responsive to you. Okay? So, that mountain is conscious. And if you are of sufficient consciousness, then you can tell that mountain to move, and that mountain will move because your consciousness interacted with its consciousness. Which goes back to and I'm just going to talk myself into circles, okay? So, what she's talking about is quantum physics. 1955, before quantum physics was even a dream, she's talking quantum physics. Because she's like, well, how does the one mind become everything that we need? Because we push on it. All of the living beings push on the consciousness around it and reshape the consciousness around it to what they need. Are you reshaping the consciousness around you into what you need. And if not, then why not? And most likely because you believe you can't. And her argument is, well, here's why you can. Because the mind that you're using, the consciousness that you're using, is the only consciousness there is. Spiritual substance is really omnipresence. It is the body of God, or the permeating essence. In this substance inhere all the basic creative ideas in divine mind. All that is needed is within the invisible, shimmering, radiant substance. It is swift and unfailing in its response to people's call of faith. Everything that you need already exists in the mind of God. What you have to be willing to do, she calls it the call of faith. I call it asking for what you need. And that's just it. And that's just it. The reason why we have to ask for it is it signals our willingness to accept it. Come on, Rita. It signals our willingness to accept it. So that's what your call of faith is. Today, the mission today, should you choose to accept it, is to explore what that call of faith means to you. Go back and read, what did I say her book was? Faith and Works? Yeah. Helen Zagat, Z-A-G-A-T, Faith and Works. It's from 1955. There's no copyright in effect, so it's probably available online as a PDF for free. Look it up. See what she's got to... Because I have a sneaking suspicion. She's talking quantum physics. She is absolutely talking quantum physics. She's just talking it before we had the language to talk it. What does the call of faith mean to you? All right. Then the other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is spiritual practice of self-care. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever that looks like. This morning, because it was raining, we left the house a little early to make sure we had some extra time so we could be a little extra careful on the road. That's what, it's as simple as that. That is what love, kindness, and compassion. And see, the thing about that is that was a loving, kind, and compassionate thing that I did for myself and my partner going to the gym. But it was also a loving, kind, and compassionate thing for everybody who was on the road with me. Because it meant that I was being more cautious. I gave myself extra time. I wasn't rushing and I wasn't making foolish choices. Okay. So that's how when we practice love, kindness, and compassion on ourselves, it naturally filters out into everybody else. Everybody benefits from you practicing love, kindness, and compassion on yourself. Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing. And so I'm encouraging you to create a habit, but I'm also encouraging you, to practice on yourself because you deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. And the entire world benefits from you doing work on yourself. Absolutely. Practice on yourself. It's easy to practice on people that we love. It's harder to do it for ourselves, but then that gives us the practice for doing it for people that we don't care for. And sometimes it's easier to do it for people we don't care for than it is to do it on ourselves. Practice on yourself. You get immediate feedback. I'm encouraging you to create a first response. And like I said, you deserve your own love, kindness, and compassion. All right. I'm going to take a deep breath and then go from here to remind, what are the rest of the suggestions? Oh, well, now you know those. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. I went to the gym today. It was fantastic. I encourage you to drink plenty of water. I have had a whole lot of water this morning because I went to the gym today. And I encourage you to get that early in your day bright light. Now, there was no sunrise because thick layer of clouds. Artificial light counts too. Now, if you can get that sunlight from 7 to 9 in the morning, it will support your vitamin D levels. It will support your circadian rhythms. I don't know what's going on with that fan. It will support, your hormone balance, which is what the circadian rhythm is. Seriously, it's like almost turning, but not really. It's weird. Okay. I need to stop being distracted by the van. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. So, and then my Ernest Holmes quote, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around you all the time. So I encourage you to take a look around. That is what she's talking about. It's like, it's all one source. It's all one substance. The invisible becomes the visible. And the visible is impressionable to our consciousness. We can impose our consciousness on the visible and shift it. So you are far more powerful than you think you are. But it's also a reminder that heaven is a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. It is not a place we have to get to, but can become any place we are. That's what makes it, one, a state of grace, and two, a superpower. Any place we are becomes heaven. That's a superpower. The state of grace is once you learn to create that mindset, nobody can take it away from you. All right. And you can always take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice. Look for the good and praise it. Okay? Counting your blessings, random acts of kindness, and volunteer work are the best ways to change your mindset. You wake up grumpy, do one of those, you'll feel better. All right. I'm at the social media part. We are Creative Life Spiritual Stone, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I encourage you to go check them out. There are hours of content on the YouTube channels and the Facebook pages. So please feel free. Reverend David and I both, you got live videos twice a day on the Facebook channel, the Facebook page. And then I know I have a YouTube channel. I'm sure David does too, because I've moved all of my live streams to my Facebook page, my YouTube channel. So, feel free. Go check out the Running Rev. In fact, I was encouraging people yesterday, go back and look to watch the first couple of these that I did and then watch one now and see if I've gotten better. Because I think so. All right. And if you want to know what's going on with Center, email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on the constant contact. So I encourage you to, check out the content. There's a lot. The hot links in the email are hot. If it says click here now, it'll take you right to the information you want or the person you want. Okay. So I'm at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, a hump day. It's Wednesday. A go dance in the rain day. A give yourself a little extra time day. A be a little extra kind. No, wait. Check into the call of faith day. A good day. If that is too much pressure, because apparently adjectives are too much pressure today. Just simply have a day. You're enough just as you are. You're a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you're a godling. All right? Think about what that means. Okay. I'm going to move into the process of my day, but I'm going to remind you, Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you on Facebook Live. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. You can always check out the YouTube channels. And take care of yourself. Know that you're loved. And I will see you next time.